Good night. Good night, Sir Martin, and welcome to your favorite internet online program, www.sxmtalk.com, live and serious discussion. And of course, we're going to have a pretty interesting program show for you tonight. I don't know if many of you guys saw the topic where I said Hilbert Haar has to go. That's the editor-in-chief of the Today newspaper. But of course, like I said, let me big up my people around the place. I hope they're doing fine. I hope you guys are enjoying the few days that we had off a couple of days ago. And I went to our jump up and stuff like that. The lightning, I'm seeing all kind of messages about the lightning parade and the jump up and stuff like that. I wish all you guys a good and safe carnival season coming up. But let me big up my friends around the place. Nanda, how are you doing, girl? Still waiting on that call. I hope you're doing fine. I know you're going to pretty like this topic tonight. I also got to send out a big shout out to a good friend of mine. We haven't talked in a long, long time. And we go way, way back. Cameron, what's happening, my boy? Glad to know that you're listening. Glad to know that you're tuning in. Big ups to you also, my girl Apple. How you doing? And I'm going to encourage a lot of you people out there that listens to the program to log on to this website, SXMTalk. Right? It's a young lady that have this website. It's a very, very informative website. It's a very good website for students and parents abroad listening and want to know what's the latest updates and what's going on. That's from Apple, SXMTalk. But soon I'll get some more information on it and let you guys know what it's all about. I tell her I'm going to give her a plug and big her up because this is what we're supposed to be doing, you know, helping out each other, bigging up each other, showing up each other, involving each other, coming together, and that's what I believe. So here we have as a young person, as a student, she's very, very versed in IT, and when it comes to designing websites and stuff like that, yep, she's a professional. These are the things that she does, you know, and I met her in Holland, so I'm bigging up Apollonia Violinas. I always having a hard time getting her name. Yes, Apollonia Violinas, that's her name. I just call her Apple for short. Good night. And her website is SXMTalk. But we're gonna get right into the program because I am very much disturbed by this article that the editor-in-chief of the Today newspaper wrote. Very disturbed by it, and I'm going to go as far as to say that I think this gentleman really and truly should leave this country. You know, and people is going to say that, Chris, you're going down the road of racism, you're going down the road of black and white, and this and that. And yes, exactly, yes, that's what I'm going to do. And that's what I'm doing. Okay, because we need to call it as it is. We need to look at it as it is. And as disguised as we may want it to look or want it to be, we need to call it out. Because it exists in this country. But I am deeply, deeply, deeply troubled when we have Dutch people, white people, Dutch people, advocating, killing black people. I have a serious problem with that. And the content, okay, of his opinion in the newspaper is very disturbing to me. What I'm going to do, I'm going to read the article. The article is an opinion posted the 12th of the 4th month. So the 12th of April, 2012, by Hilbert Haar, editor-in-chief at the Today newspaper. And the title of his article is Disgusted. Let me read it. Suriname set a new standard for politicians when it passed legislation that offers amnesty to the 22 suspects in the 1982 December murders. The most well-known suspect of all is, of course, Desi Baituse for murdering 15 political opponents on December 8, 1982. The Suriname people rewarded Baituse years later with the presidency of their country. Now the parliament has put Baituse and 21 other murder suspects beyond the reach of justice. To say that this is the will of the Suriname people is probably the biggest insult those same people have to put up with for the next 10,000 years or so. I do care about what the pro-Balthasar movement have to say in his defense. No, sorry. Do I care about what the pro-Balthasar movement has to say in his defense? Not really. Mainly because they are all puppets on a string. If anybody is able to come up with a reasonable explanation for why 22 people should not be prosecuted for murdering 15 fellow citizens who happen to have a different view on their future of their country, we would like to hear it. The point, of course, that there is no reasonable explanation available. If you kill someone, or if you are suspected of killing someone, you ought to be subjected to the criminal justice system. That goes for all readers of this newspaper, for all the people who work here, and for everybody else. But that is the theory. Balthasar is now showing the world that it is possible to become a known drug dealer, a ruthless killer, and still end up as the president of a country. What if someone walked up, and this is the part that I want people to really understand. Listen, what if someone walked up to the presidential palace in Paramaribo and put a bullet in Balthasar's forehead because he happens to disagree with the direction he is taking the country? Will the system do the same for that killer? Will the system wait a ridiculous 30 years with making something of the prosecution and to make the killer the new president? Because this is the message Balthasar and his cronies are sending to the world. If you have enough supporters, you are free to do anything you want. Kill your political opponents and then spit on their grave. Now the Netherlands find itself in a bind because somewhere there is still 20 million euros, $26,000 in development aid embarked for Suriname. Are the Dutch now going to give this money to Balthasar, murderous regime? Some politicians want to send a message to Paramaribo. They are outraged, or so they say. But how mad are the Dutch really at Balthasar? Sorry. He outsmarted them by looks of it, being skillers for rules in the minefield called international diplomacy. The Dutch are now examining the legal possibilities of action against Suriname. Nobody seems to have noticed how ridiculous this is. Balthasar and his clan are breaking all the rules in the book, and the Dutch are looking at the fine print in the rule book in case the farmer soldier has overlooked something. The situation in Suriname is not about what is legally possible anymore. It is first and foremost about what is morally right. I don't want to get down to crude language here, but there is an appropriate four-letter word starting with an F, followed by the rules that express our feelings about this situation to a T. The Balthasar regime must be ostracized. If that goes at the expense of the people in Suriname, so be it. After all, they support the amnesty legislation that set Balthasar free. Okay. We know that not all people in Suriname support this travesty. The people have to take action or suffer the same consequences as those who do walk behind Balthasar brown shirts. This is no way, we repeat, no way, that anyone will ever take Suriname serious again as a decent country until Balthasar, and this is what I want people to understand and bear in mind and keep in their mind why I decided to tackle this issue tonight. This part of the statement, and I'm going to read. There is no way, we repeat, no way that anyone will ever take Suriname serious again, here I go, as a decent country until Bertessa and his cronies are 6 feet under. Until Bertessa and his cronies are 6 feet under. Since there is no way to speed up this process with democratic means, the remaining option is a complete boycott of everything Surinamese. No more trade, no more tourism, no more investment, a freeze on all foreign Surinamese bank accounts, and so on. Personally, I discovered a half-used package of Surinamese peanut sauce in my cupboard. After writing this, I threw it in the garbage. The crimes Bertessa and his clan committed occurred almost 30 years ago. They say that time heals all wounds, but the wounds with the surviving relatives of the December murders are still raw and fresh. If they were in the healing process at all, those wounds would have now been brutally reopened by the shameless actions the Surinamese parliament committed. Once upon a time, roughly 9 to 10 years before Bertessa turned into a remorseless killer, I admired him. He was a young soldier stationed somewhere in the north of the Netherlands for training. In his downtime, he played in the local basketball team. I played against him, and I admired him because he was such an agile athlete. That sentiment has irrevocably changed. Bertessa disgusts me, and all the people who support him disgust me as well. Now, that's the end of the article. And this is an article that the editor-in-chief of the Today newspaper wrote concerning the president of a sovereign, of an independent country, Suriname, Desi Bertessa. Now, whatever happened in 1982, I was what, 4, 5, I was 6 years old. So I don't know about the story. But because I decided to tackle this issue tonight, I went around and I spoke to some of my friends, some of my Suriname friends, some elders, and they gave me a rundown. Now, I am not condoning, nor am I in support of whatever happened in Suriname. That's not the issue. That's not the reason why I'm tackling this issue tonight. Why I'm tackling this issue tonight, okay, is the content and the wording of this opinion by the editor-in-chief of the Today newspaper. Good. Now, those are the nice words. Those are the nice words, okay, that I put it. Now let me put it the raw way. Here we have a white man, a Dutch white man in St. Martin. So again, we have Dutch people, white people talking about killing black people. Because that's what it is, you know. And he's talking about how this gentleman is a ruthless killer, a murderer, and he should be 6 feet under. What if someone put a bullet to his hand? I'm saying to myself, but wait a minute. You're irresponsible in your writing. You should not be saying those sort of things. So we have white people advocating killing black people. Whatever happened in Suriname, it's for the people of Suriname to deal with. It's an independent country. As a matter of fact, it was colonized. Okay? Guess by which country? Holland. Holland had colonized Suriname. They are the colonial masters, the evil system of colonialism. Okay? But today, and everyone seems to be like, yeah, but what's the big deal, Chris? And I'm saying to myself, what's the big deal? The big deal is that we have someone in St. Martin who is writing these articles and saying that we should be killing people. Okay? Now many would say, yeah, but he said literally in those words. All right? But listen to what he said. The only way to deal with this is for him to be 6 feet under and his cronies. That's the only way. All right? He's also advocated how they should be brought to justice. It happened over 30 years ago. But I have a serious problem with it. A serious problem I have with it. And let me tell you guys the problem that I have with it. All right? Everywhere the Dutch go, every country that they go to, and they leave a trail of blood, murder, despair, poverty, crime, degradation in that country. Everywhere that they go. Let me remind you guys, okay? This is racism in its boldest form. And we have Hilbert Haar feel he can speak and say it as he wants because it's an opinion. I think Hilbert Haar owe the people of Suriname in this country an apology. I think he owed them an apology. In addition to that, I think he should leave St. Martin very, very fast. Very, very fast, because this gentleman seemed to have a problem, okay, with black people. He had the same issue when he was calling Derek Holiday a convicted criminal. He had the same issue with Leopold James, because we have a gentleman standing up for St. Martin people. He was calling him all kind of names. I mean, now you come out from your crack pot from where it was in Holland to come here in St. Martin to be degrading our people in our country like this. I have a problem with him. I have a serious problem with him. And I have a serious issue with the content of this article. A very serious issue. Because he's advocating murdering people. He's advocating murdering, killing the president of an independent country, of a sovereign country, where his country was the colonial masters of. All right? It goes as far as to talk about it doesn't matter who you be. Once you commit a crime, you should be brought to justice. You should face the legal system. Now, this is what has disturbed me. This is what has get me upset. This is what has made me say, look at these racist, nasty people come from Europe, coming down in this part of the world, and feel they can say what they want, how they want, when they want, and then they just forget their history. Okay? They just forget the travesty, the murdering, okay, the killing that they did. With no apology. Up to now, up to this present moment, the Dutch have never apologized for slavery. Never. Okay? They have never apologized for it. But I'm gonna go much further than that. All right? I'm pulling up an article now that was in the Daily Herald newspaper, Saturday, April the 14th. Okay? Because when you have people like Hilbert Haar saying these kind of things, we just need to remind them. We just need to remind them of the trail of blood that the Dutch leave across this world. Now, in the article he talked about how these people and them should face the justice system. It doesn't matter how long it was. It doesn't matter what crime they commit. Once they murder people, they should face the justice system. Hilbert Haar, I hope you're listening, because I send this message to Donald Brown, one of the workers from the Today newspaper. I send the topic for him so he could see it. so he could call you so that you could log on to www.sxmtalk.com and listen. Because I want you, Mr. Hilbert Haar, to react to this article. Because I just pick and choose. All right? My concern is not what goes on in Suriname. My concern is the garbage that you're writing in newspapers here in St. Martin, bringing your nasty racist connotations from Holland here in St. Martin. Let me say this. St. Martin people, the word apartheid. Remember apartheid in South Africa? The word apartheid is a Dutch word. It's a Dutch word. Apartheid. Okay? And that's how these people and them are. And we're going to roll it in also to the master children and them here. But I'm going to give them a little break tonight, but I'm going to come back to them. Okay? But I want Hilbert Haar to react to this. This article is from the Daily Herald, Saturday, the 14th, 2012. The Daily Herald. And let me read this article, people, so I can see the hypocritical nature of this man, Hilbert Haar. No prosecution for Indonesia massacre. Let me read it again. No prosecution for Indonesia massacre. Let me read it. Arnhem. Dutch troops involved in the bloodbath in the Indonesian village of Ragahudet in 1947 will not be prosecuted. The prosecutor's office in the city of Arnhem in the east of the Netherlands has ruled that the crimes have lapsed by time and that therefore no investigation will be launched. This also applies to war crimes committed between December 1947 and February 1947 against the population of the current Sulawesi. In January, a committee set up to urge for the investigation of Dutch war crimes in Indonesia asked the prosecutor's office to review the case. The crimes, which were punishable by death penalty back in 1947, lapsed by time after 24 years. In 1995, Dutch prosecutors also looked into the matter, but drew the same conclusion. The public prosecution realized that the decision is unsatisfactory to the relatives and anyone else involved, but is unable to come to any other decision after legal deliberation. In 1947, Dutch soldiers killed hundreds of men in the Java village of Ragahudet, now known as Balon Sowi. Prisoners and escapees were also killed. Recently, listen to this, people. Recently, 9 surviving relatives of the men were each awarded 20,000 euros in compensation. The Dutch government eventually apologized for the killings 65 years after they had taken place. Now, Hilbert Haar, where are you? Where are you, Hilbert Haar? Because all of a sudden you forget your history. You forget your history. Now, and listen, death is death and life is life. Like I said, the issue that went on in Suriname, that's not my concern. Leave the people of Suriname deal with that. But I think you, Mr. Hilbert Haar, owe the people of Suriname descent that lives in St. Martin an apology. Because what you are doing, okay, what you are doing is bringing up these nasty racial colonialist, okay, mentality that the Dutch is famously known for. Nobody's more corrupt, wicked, and nasty than you and all your Dutch people. Nobody. So you're talking about killing the president of a sovereign country because in your words, you says he should be 6 feet under and his cronies. That is plain and clear for me. It is clear for me. Okay? Listen, you went as far as to say the crimes Balthasar and his clan committed occurred almost 30 years ago. Yes, fine, almost 30 years ago. And the ones that you committed was 60-something years ago, but it's still crime. But react to that, Mr. Hilbert Haar. React to that. And I, for one, as Christopher, I waiting for your reaction. I waiting for your reaction. Because I think we as a people here in this country need to call out racism when we see it. And this is racism. As a matter of fact, okay, this is much more than racism because you're advocating killing someone. And when you want, and this is what they do, when they want to build a case against someone, hear what he said. A drug dealer, a well-known drug dealer. But Mr. Hilbert Haar is the same Dutch people was his advisors during that time. And no country in the world has used more, well, okay, America has used more drugs than are you there in Holland? So listen, nobody from Holland is in any moral position to question any country or anyone about drugs. None whatsoever. You're not in that position. Okay? But for a very long time, I've been looking and I have all your articles, stapled and clipped. All the wars and discussion you had back and forth with Dr. Anders, Leopold James. I have all of those stapled out also. Because for a very long time you have been here in St. Martin. Okay? Degrading. Okay? The people of this country. We saw how you also tried to do it with the last St. Martin police chief, Mr. Holiday. How you want to tear his name and run it through the mud. But when the Dutch Marshal was caught with drugs going up to Holland, you was quiet on that. All right? We don't need your kind of people here in St. Martin. You guys are nasty. Okay? You guys are nasty. All right? And so, like I said, I'll be waiting for your reaction. No prosecution for Indonesia massacre. My thing is this. You owe the people of Suriname that lives in this country an apology. And then my thing is that I think it's time that you leave this country also. Go back to your village. Okay, wearing your clumpers, eating your herring and riding your bicycle and watching your windmill in Holland. Go back. Because I, for one, is tired of you kind of people them here. Tired. Go back. Good. That's my take. That's my take on this article. All right? You guys are nasty. Nasty. Good. But I want to tie it in also now, right, with the same master children that we got in this country. And I want to point it out, go to St. Martin people and now look what is going on, you know. Look at the major positions, look at the boards, look at everything here. And we're going to see the light-skinned mulatto, house slave, children and them is the one who controlling. Look at it good. Okay? We need a cultural revolution here in St. Martin. We need to solidify our place here in St. Martin. People say, Christopher, what are you talking about? White and black? Yes. Because color matters in this country. And we want to keep pretending as if it doesn't. It matters. Okay? I think I have. Wait, let me say this. Let me say this. My maestro here giving me a sign telling me that I should encourage people to download Uvu. And by downloading Uvu, they can log on, they can add SXMTalk to it, and you can call in. And I was seeing something coming up here just now. I was seeing something coming up here just now where two persons was sending me something, right? But you can also call in. All right, yeah. So that's what he told me. You can download Uvu. I got a message here saying you cutting on and off. Let me turn to the maestro. Everything running good, mate. He say yeah. He say everything seems to be running good. I forget to big up my people and them over there, my roots and culture. What's happening? Ras Kingston. Haven't heard from you in a while. Jennifer, what's good, girl? Still got to talk with you guys about those t-shirts. But I think both Jennifer and was trying to say something. But I believe he told me that you guys can call. You guys can call in through Uvu and we can have a discussion. We can, let me hear what you guys think. All right, good. So getting back to the discussion where I was at, right? What the thing is, right? We like to pretend too much, right? As if things that go on in this country and happen in this country is not a black and white issue. It's not a color issue. But to me it is clear. To me it is very, very clear that it is a black and white issue. It is a color issue. And we as a people, right, afraid of our own self. Maestro, I just got someone said, yeah, I can't hear the show too good because it's cutting on and off. That's what someone said. It's cutting on and off. Well, he keep giving me the thumbs up saying that everything seems to be working well. Everything seems to be working fine. Okay, well, the only way we can... Okay, the only way we can... Okay, anyway. We're gonna work on it and see what happens. Right. Getting back to the issue though, right? And I have no bones and qualms about it. I have no bones and qualms about it at all because it is blatant, I just see it, and it is clear. Okay, and I've always tell people, I know for a fact, I'm a descendant of a field slave. Okay? Because we got a lot of these house monkeys and them here who is doing the dirty and nasty works, okay, for their masters, for the white people and them. And that's the issue. And it's a serious issue. And I am saying, right, if we can be tolerable to each other here in this country, and let me go back also to another discussion with the head of the immigration department. I believe it is in international affairs. I want to pull up the article about this gentleman. I can't remember his name himself. I can't remember the page it was on. I believe it was on BBC website, where he and his family came from St. Bart's, and he started to use racial and verbal remarks to the immigration officer there, okay, telling her that she will never walk in this country again. And I'm saying to myself, here we have white people coming from where they come from to our paradise. Listen, St. Martin people, you better wake up now. You better wake up now, because 10 only benefited the Dutch people now, and a few Carolinians now. You better wake up. Okay? Because they're looking at us. and they seen us as a bunch of house and porch monkeys, you know. Okay? Now, tomorrow, because I'm gathering this evidence again. Yeah, you're absolutely correct. I agree with the comments that's coming on. You're absolutely correct. We like to pretend like we are living as one, and we are not living as one. We see the separation. We see it clear. In many districts, we can see it. We can see it clear. All right? But I'm doing another investigation. Not an investigation, but information I'm gathering, because I really think, I really think that they are willfully, purposefully raising the gas prices arbitrarily on St. Martin people because they want money for their own pockets. Because I tell you, I still can't get over the reasoning. Okay? I can't get over the reasoning when they say the tense situation in Iran. The tense situation in Iran as to why you're raising gas prices here. What tense situation? The IAEA just said they had a good discussion in Iran. It's positive, it's moving forward. So what tense situation? I really want to know who is the person in charge that wrote that. Which department it come from? What investigation that they do? What international market did they check? You raise the prices here. Now, a 20-pound cylinder of cooking gas, 20-pound cylinder of cooking gas in St. Martin costs 55 guilders. St. Martin people, listen to me. 55 guilders. 100-pound cylinder. The big bottle, the tall bottle. Let me describe it for people who don't know. The big cooking bottle. The tall one. You know you got these short, round belly, fat looking ones? And then you got the tall ones. That's a 100-pound cylinder. In Aruba, it costs 48 guilders. Now if something ain't wrong, and then people will say, yeah, Christopher, but the government got it subsidized in those places. I don't give a damn if the government got it subsidized in those places. Why the government don't subsidize it here? Okay? Why they don't subsidize it here? This seems stupid, ridiculous. You know what? That can be tomorrow's program. That can be tomorrow's program. Because I got the prices in them here now. I got the prices in them here from Anguilla, Montserrat, Antigua, Barbados, okay, St. Kitts. I got the prices in them right here with me. And guess what? All those places get their gasoline from the same distributor. Same Sol, same Trinidad, out of Barbados, same place, you know. And all those countries are much more cheaper than St. Martin. 55 guilders for a 20-pound cylinder. These people and them don't got no conscience, man. They seriously ain't got no conscience. Goodness, man, are you gonna heart dread? And this is what government is doing, man. There's a nice picture up on Facebook here where they got a man, a fat man with a big belly. And above his head, they got government. And they got a skinny man. He belly touching his back with ribs out, feeding the fat man. And over his head, they have the people. And you can see it clear. You can see it very, very clear in St. Martin government. Look at the Minister of Finance. Look where he barely reaching him. Look at the Minister of Finance. Huh? The man hardly got a neck. Getting fat. Look at what happened to Gracita the other day. 100,000 guilders already in travel expense. 100,000 guilders just traveling. Just traveling. It's madness. This is madness. 55 guilders? Lord, man, St. Martin. Come on, man. Come on, government, man. Come on. You have poor people living in this country, man. Okay? And whenever I talk about the deputy prime minister, I either say a lot of hours on his back, but it is he and his family who's benefiting from the gasoline. Theirs who own the franchise. Theirs who getting the 21 cents off of every liter. Theirs who getting everything. You don't understand me as yet, you don't see what I'm talking about yet, and are you still lining up and running behind these people and them? Huh? And then here comes the porch monkeys and them. They're trying to defend it. Oh yeah, but OPEC. Oh yeah, but I get information. Wait a minute. OPEC come up with a report that they're raising gas prices? Huh? St. Martin is part of OPEC. Trinidad is part of OPEC. What blanket international market you talking about? Lies, lies, and more lies. But you see, we want to continue swallowing this kind of filthy dribble juice, then good for you. I go and get my cold pot. I from Rambo. I go and get my cold pot. You go ahead. Our condition on this island is a conspiracy to keep us in this third class position. You're absolutely correct. Because there's no more middle class. There's no second class citizen. It's those that have too many, have too much, and those that have nothing. That's what you have in this country. That's what you have in this country. Okay? I also get another one. I also have someone else saying it cutting on and off. And Nina says it cutting off on and off for some reason. I don't know why. Fading in and fading out. But I was sent like 9:05 and stuff like that. Okay? I still don't understand. I still don't understand what is it going to take. What is it going to take for us to see a clear picture of those that is perpetrating this kind of evil, nasty system against us? Nastiness. 55. Ah, my goodness, man. And you know what it is? You know why it's so funny? These same people who balling today that they can't afford is the same set of St. Martin people who are going to go and line up for the gimme and the want it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I seriously don't get it. Seriously. Seriously don't get it. But tomorrow I'll be definitely talking. I'll be talking about these prices, right? Because they said I'm hearing you clear now. So we don't know, but we're gonna work on that. All right, thanks for the comments. But tomorrow I'm gonna definitely be talking about this issue because something is definitely wrong. Something is definitely wrong, and we dealt with it already on this program, but I'm getting some more facts. I'm trying to find out some more information because, it could be true. It could be true that the tensions is what it is. But I need more than that. You got to come and give me more than. Don't just come and tell me the rising tensions in Iraq is what in Iran is what prompting you to raise guys' prices. So why would it be the rising tensions in Iran when nothing is going on in Iran, but not the rising tensions in Syria? I don't get it. I don't get it. Let me speculate here. Okay? How I think it does go. The master children and them going to sit down in their cartel. Okay? The millions what they getting already, they must have want some more. Man, let me throw the gas prices up. So what they do? They go and they call their house slaves. The house slaves and them and now who's the head and the SGs of all the departments. Yeah, I think it's a good idea. What you going to give me? Oh, I'll give you 2 cents. Okay, good. I'm getting 2 cents. Good. and get 2 cents. He getting 98 cents, but you getting 2 cents and you're smiling, you're glad. Because the same slave mentality is what goes on here. The master, that's the pyramid, you know. That's the pyramid. The master children and them on top. Okay? Then you got these mulatto, red skin, light skin people and them on the ladder after them. Alright? And then you got these set of expat, Dutch and colonialist people them on the ladder there next. And then you got the house slave children and them there. Next. And then you got the porch monkeys. What there next? And then you got people like me. You got people like me who telling all them up there, boy, are they coming? Okay? And that is what goes on. They sit down in their little offices, in their little hideout, in their little cartel office, and decide how things should run here in St. Martin. Because we all know who control gas prices here in St. Martin. We all know who control the pumps here in St. Martin. We all know who have the franchises here in St. Martin. We all know who own the bulk stations and them here in St. Martin. We know who does it. We know who own it. We know who they are. So we don't have to pretend. We don't have to pretend. But what they're going to do is break off all the porch monkeys and them a little bite. So all them mute and all them hushing them out. And here is where I have a problem with my people now. With my members of parliament. Because I know this kind of suffering going on and are you sitting down and are you quiet? Okay? The man have the harbor. I ever play marbles? Remember the days when we used to play marbles and we used to play not holo. What you used to call the one where you gotta draw the circle and you put all the marbles in the circle and you gotta throw your marble up by this line and whoever reach close to the line going links it down first. But what happened now? All the marbles in the hole, right? And you always got this player who always sneaky next to the hole, next to the circle. Why? Because he know the bell going to ring just now. And when the bell ring, it scramble. Okay? You just want to go and just grab a ball. That's how this fella be. The harbor is his. Okay? You can't get a financial report from the harbor. Acres of land that belongs to the people of St. Martin of this country, they decide to do a Dutch village. All right? The harbor ain't had no real estate company, but now what he named who was there, I can't bring his name, resigned from the harbor and gone and do consultancy, and now he heading the real estate part of the harbor. He got an airport now controlled because, again, remember I mentioned all these porch monkeys. All right? He buying up all the land on the side of the airport. He buying it up because he know what is coming. He know his plan. And this is why we as a people have to understand. These people don't sit down and plan. We don't just want to do things just so. So he buying up all the land there because he know the project that they're going to put on there in Simpson Bay with the bridge and everything. Martha Stewart went to jail for something similar to that. Insider trading. You got the inside information. You know what is there to come. So you're putting yourself in front to buy up everything there for you and only you to benefit. You see? Well, anyway, St. Martin people, we have about 5 minutes left on the program. Like I mentioned earlier, I want to encourage you guys to check out the website from Apollonia Violinos, SXMTalk. Go on it, log on it, check it out. It's a very, very good site. I know the young lady very well. And we will be getting better here in the studio also. Okay, we are hooking up some things. We're hooking up a chat room. I have a few friends here in Ovo I was talking with a while ago. Soon we'll be having video also. All right. So not only would you be hearing my voice, but you'll be seeing the face. You'll be seeing the movements and the actions. I got a disclaimer. Well, Mike sure don't want me to say it, but I got a disclaimer. But he's shaking his head. He telling me, no, don't say that thing. So I'm going to say that thing now. Right? But I have some guests lined up. And surprisingly, I was happy that they called and said they want to come on the program. And I could guarantee you that some things will be busting here. That document that I told you guys I'm going to get my hand on with the business in the Bahamas and stuff, I can say clearly that I have viewed it. Okay? But again, it's going to come. So I want to say some other people, thank you guys for logging on. Thank you guys for tuning in. We're going to be back here tomorrow, God Spare Our Lives, with another interesting program. Take care of yourself. God bless each and every one of you. Goodbye.
I got the right temperature for shelter you.